What is going on, guys? It's your boy Reality Spin. We're back here with another gameplay video. We're going to be running through Lyney's character quest. I'm mostly doing this because I need to get this done in order to start the Archon quest, because my dumbass decided it was a good idea to start a bunch of character quests that I will definitely not need to finish. So we're going to get started on Lyney's. On the bright side, this is probably one of the ones that I'm the most excited for, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. As per the usual with these quest videos, I should probably with these quest videos, it's gonna be just running through as per normal, and that's pretty much it. Nice chill vibes, so hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started.
So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a... Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case...
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of... Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, looky look.
Perfect.
The character we just got revealed.
So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your Yeah! This... Huh? Oh, sorry. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine.
This is Persona?
Known only as the Weasel. Nobody... Wow! Cool! Precisely. Well, except that he would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor. But this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars. Yeesh. So, not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botch when the police went through his personal effects. They found a horde of stolen loot and gadgets used. Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which...
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be Aww. But I'm under...
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes.
Oh, look.
That
There
should
he
be
is.
to form the skeleton of my article. It does something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Lyney!
Magic, magician, Caesar, the Phantom Weasel. That's it. Let's go interview Lyney. You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too. And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery.
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
Oh, relax. My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning.
Moving quite along. One sec.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I...
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way. You snuck out from home today, didn't you?
You can tell? Oh boy. You really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of...
Alright, got it.
Oh, that's where his pyrovision is. I never noticed that it was on there.
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me?
Oh, why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you?
I'm sure that child would beg to differ.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an... That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here. You guys, on the other hand...
Wow.
Wait, really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck. His warning letter's been the talk of the town.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel. So, Lyney, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's
To be honest, it makes me angry.
Angry? What?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't...
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for... The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an...
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor.
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, a lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without... Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower. Just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch
That's
it
one of those Lumidose bells.
2, 1.
No way.
It's good.
That's the question. Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your club...
A surprise? Let me see!
Ha, that's funny.
It's right there! But how?
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Lyney, it seems that my
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters. But you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice?
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief. Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got...
So, Lyney...
I'm afraid that's my...
Aww. You feel it too, right? So itchy!
Not so itchy then, huh? Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants?
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done. Shall we go for it?
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi. The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the Weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the Weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine. And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there. We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
What's going on over here?
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as Lyney's temporary...
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around. Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a...
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I...
Yeah, she does. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once. I asked her what she was doing once. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but...
She's been doing this ever since...
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, if I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Well, that's everything I know.
All right, well, thanks for
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding.
I don't know anymore. All sorts, but what if? Just hypothetically, I mean. What if?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago on the day it all went down?
Oh, please.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but we're actually quite interested in this topic as well.
You've come to the right people. Yep, he was a great magician. The best trick, I was right up close and didn't
I saw him perform too. Sometimes he even...
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out, as I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would...
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared... No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely...
So that's Gemma. Wait. It looks like...
Oh dear.
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid. It looks like you're injured.
Thanks for your concern.
My name is Lyney, and
My name's Paimon, and...
the Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. I promise you can trust us.
I...
Huh. I suspected as much.
No.
Got it. Oh,
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want...
She is lying.
Just Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of... In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here.
Moving quite along. I probably should have grabbed something to drink. Oh, water will have
Navigating
to
the
do.
world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from.
Over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make... Still, I don't think that... Today we'll be looking into a guy named... When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town. I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to...
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro...
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the... I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Now...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny?
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up.
Possibility, it's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this
Oh, sir, my pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo.
Your pride? Don't mince words.
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people...
Uh-oh. This is getting...
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice
Another day, I'm...
Oh, come on! You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the...
Oh, hey! Edmondo. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's up. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again.
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Interesting. It's not suspicious at all.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion.
Totally. And what was all that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like...
I think so too. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. you okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah.
So, he was serious about...
Hey! Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal...
What kind of...
Don't even ask. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is... That's not a good sign.
Interesting.
And there he goes.
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening. Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in...
These people are gonna follow us all the way over here. I guess so.
You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today?
This guy's name is Smooth Face Pacino.
Save us the trouble and go fetch her for...
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you?
Save your questions, missy.
Gabish.
But you can't... Now, I'm not the strongest fighter.
Don't worry.
Lyney trial? Oh, look at that. God damn, Lyney does some damage.
They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like...
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys! We ain't through with you yet! Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about, it sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they thought, you're right. She was maybe she was too scared.
Well, if that's the... Let's head back to the cafe and see... The wind rises.
Gemma?
You again.
We just ran into the men you've been through, so... You...
What? Why?
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it mildly. It's been 10 long years, and still... How do I know I can trust you?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just because you see. This is a personal matter of the...
Okay.
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept... Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Cendre.
Fleuve Cendre.
The place was sealed up by the police. I also know that the Fleuve Cendre is dangerous territory.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take...
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too.
Okay. Alright. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Ooh. Can I talk to Lynette? Hello, Lynette.
With me here, nothing will happen.
Damn. Interesting. What about you?
Whatever you do, if anything happens to you because you're...
Okay. Alright, where to? How do I... Oh, shit. I hope I can get there from here. I really don't want to activate the Archon quest. So, let's, see what we got. Oh, what the hell? Oops. Need just a sec, guys.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking... There we go.
Oh, shit. I guess we can bring this team. Maybe. Fuck it. We'll bring the Mono Hydra team. Why not?
Caesar's workshop.
Damn. I wish I had brought Scara now.
Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Ew.
Written in the stars. Over here.
Whoa. Look. The doll in the box is glowing. There's something written on the card on this doll.
Ominous.
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Was there a card? Interesting.
Step on up. Surprise!
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room? Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... And... presto!
A secret passageway! How did you know?
I'm a magician too. And apparently, great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside. Let's head in and take a look around.
Ooh. Nice. Hydro sigils, love that.
Quietly now.
Over here!
Cool. Oops. It really is a shame that we don't get to use this character's normals. They're so cool. Definitely some of the best in the game. Let's do this. Oops. Into this. That should help.
Why have you stopped, Lyney? Is there some device in...
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery...
Alright, see ya!
Okay.
The placement of this device...
I think I got this. Yeah. Thankfully, those Sumeru puzzles helped out in the end.
Wow! There's a hidden room here!
His diary.
This book's thick as a brick! What?
Oh lord.
At one of my shows a few days ago, as a joke, I told the kid that the hat has... So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but I wound up saving very little this month. 2 children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they... Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. I told them that learning magic is very hard work.
I wonder if he's talking about Lyney and Lynette.
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach. I have a good feeling about those kids. They have all sorts of fantastic... They wanted to call me master, but I told them they absolutely...
It's definitely Lyney and Lynette.
Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I... With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are... It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like it's only been 10 days since I first... They're very tough, but also very cautious. They hide things from me too. That's the thing about children. I can sense that their lives have been hard. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how... P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Oh, Caesar.
Interesting.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you? So did Lyney?
Shh, hold that thought.
Fishy?
All in good time. First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box. But meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd... Oh no! Is that me?
Very vivid description.
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they Of course, that's just how I think the process should work. The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding...
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape climber was about to say how cool it would have been to see them... Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop...
Glad you asked. That brings us... This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the... Once the magician's inside, and the box is lifted up into the air, from where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom. But the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside. He then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and...
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes... And there's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing... Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins. To strengthen many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have... Caesar was a highly accomplished magician.
So, how did it go?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side.
Okay.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed. Because a magician
I'm already a fan,
can't afford
as a
to have
lefty.
their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on... But a magician needs to be able to redirect... The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows. And so... Caesar trained himself to use his right hand, but in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why exactly I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make... But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed count. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to... Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button. Maybe, with the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything.
But in reality, someone split... How would they be able to make the switch without being...
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
You just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
Shocker.
Not all the people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back...
You mean Gemma?
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people, which is why you can't leave this place alive. Take them out and make it quick.
Do your worst!
Okay, buddies. Let's do this. Into... Oh. That's not... Into this. Into this.
Gotcha. Take it easy.
Over here!
Yeah.
That it? Yeah. Did he just? He definitely just smacked the shit. That's funny.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? I think it's high time you started talking.
If I had a mora for every time you said that man's name. He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic in...
So it was...
jealousy. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him. But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills. He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their more. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money, I had to kill him.
And this was...
It was reason enough. What?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play.
In love with Gemma.
Guess I was wrong about that then.
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the... I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal...
That's just how it looked from the outside. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my...
So, that's the story, huh?
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves and you've got... So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years. The likes of which Caesar...
Very well. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me.
I heard that. Yes, I did. Does he have anything interesting to say? Nope. And away we go.
Lyney has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar?
Look who's... What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it. Because...
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start...
Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first.
Good point. We should go...
Moving quite along.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Ah.
Third? Lynette, come on. We've talked about this. Everything in moderation.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no...
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but I...
It's okay. We understand. He did, but you don't need to be scared and...
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me. Thank you all. True.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never and to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this. At least his soul can finally rest in peace now. Thanks to your
If only I'd realized.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
In Caesar's honor?
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show. Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary!
Perfect. I hope we get a nice cutscene out of this at the very least. Opera Epiclase.
Surprise! Over here!
Oh look, we get a nice seat. I thought Lynette would be performing in it.
Everyone's excited to see another
Yeah.
of Lyney's magic show!
Not this time. My brother's going solo today, so I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight.
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical...
Exciting stuff is...
Yes, it's just...
No wonder. So, how did you
Well, children love magic because they're willing to believe in things. And somehow, I felt
Aw, that's...
it was with a flower. He took it in. I was so...
Oh, that's so cute!
Is that right? After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might...
That's right. Paimon does...
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now. Phantom Weasel.
See? Even Lynette, the Phantom Weasel! Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you...
As Lyney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flop. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act?
What are you talking of? Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going.
Ladies and there will now be a brief intermission, after which the final performance will take place outside of the Opera House. So please make your way...
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places. Don't worry, this place will be quiet.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do it. This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but...
Lyney? Lynette accused Gemma real fan...
All in good time. Magicians are good at...
Really?
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act. Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician.
So, being the master deceiver she was, the Weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now, all that remained, but as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the Weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've got to hand it to you, but I just have one question.
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing, but I never...
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of...
Wait, so you mean... But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why did...
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But...
An excellent answer.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic...
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real Weasel must have had a terrible childhood. Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly rag dolls from... This was her only source of happiness in life. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, this was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted... I detest the happiness of others. I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true.
That's some pretty...
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy...
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for...
Huh. That's right! Because without that, none of the...
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. Lyney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves. Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
10 years ago? Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. He taught you magic back then, didn't he?
We remember all our debts. However, 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy. But we did not forget.
And? What exactly did...
Free? Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled, I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with... Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably...
What are you trying to...
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure he knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. But that truth is gone now, and I guarantee you.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
That's funny.
Your freedom will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world...
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come. I'm sure you're all wondering what he had...
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick, but we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now. Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Lyney, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about... You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
Huh.
So,
Like Lyney said, when you're ready,
what about Gemma?
she'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after...
All right. Well, let's go.
This should be interesting. Ooh. Love this.
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
Cute.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just it's a little late.
Did you see that? 1 minute.
How could he possibly have done?
How mysterious. What a heart-stopping magic show. This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name is...
She just showed up out of nowhere.
And Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for...
Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. But, oh, you mean the one? Yeah, that's probably it. So, alright, let's go look for him.
Cool.
Are you alright? Paimon was scared.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. Sometimes, I can't help. Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or...
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's work.
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw, I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirect. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves.
So that's why you...
Yes. We figured there was no... In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was... For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, but in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an what amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether trust is a beautiful thing.
Lyney...
Still worried about the way I feel? But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette ever... After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. That night, I remembered his... To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show, full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay. You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
Yeah, sure. We've had to say our fair share of goodbye. Delicious food. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you...
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of... Alright, time to lighten this conversation.
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes...
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decided...
Aw, come on!
Oh, alright then. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar!
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me. Okay, try...
3, 2, 1!
Now, have another look around. Maybe the flowers appeared somewhere else.
Really? Let's see. Wow, there it is! But more importantly, Paimon has...
Well, if you want to learn... Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you.
Is that...
Ah, look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both. I look forward to seeing you again.
Alright, fine. See ya. Shall we head back now too? Oh, Paimon can't... Let's head to the steamboats up.
Oh my god, we're still not done yet. Oh, nice. We got a flower.
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister...
Oh, please, Lyney. I'll only take a moment of your... Huh? What's happening here? I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, but just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancé...
Huh.
Alice... Hmm?
Too late, bro.
That was quick, you say? Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar.
Huh. Okay, then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's... Oh, I remember now. You and quickfire question. Where did you all go after...
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lynn... Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon...
What? I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
No, I just...
What the... What?
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, apparently one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last... Alright, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of...
Interesting.
Lynette?
Don't worry,
Oh, really?
Phew. You and me both, Paimon.
Please, take good care of that rainbow rub. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
Cute. Oh, nice. Alright. That just about does it for this video, guys. That was a pretty good quest. I'm glad that we actually got some insight into Lyney and Lynette's past and how they ended up becoming magicians. So that was pretty cool. And the twist was nice as well. I don't really expect much from the character quest, so that was pretty unexpected. But I think that's about enough for this video. We'll go ahead and call it there. As always, guys, thank you all for watching, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos that we have on the channel, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Good roll.